Hi everybody, my name is Janet Chow, and in this video I'm going to introduce to you all about our English class, our class expectations, tech expectations, and everything that we're going to learn this year. So stay tuned! Okay, I guess we'll start right here in our virtual classroom. This website is public and can be accessed by anybody and everybody. Your tutor after school, your study skills teacher, and even your very involved grandma who lives down in Florida. Anybody can access this page. This website is www.englishchow.com, and it'll bring you right here to this landing page. To begin, you enter your class below. So let's go to 3A. This box will bring you to our interactive virtual classroom. All of the objects in the classroom below are linked to a specific page or resource. You can access the calendar, study music playlists, reading guides for all the books, and other useful materials. Before we begin exploring this virtual classroom, let me tell you a little bit about myself by clicking on this plate with my last name. I've been teaching high school for 8 years, and this will be my 6th year at East. I received my undergraduate degree at Case Western Reserve University in English and my graduate degree in Applied Linguistics at Columbia University. While attending grad school, I worked at an education technology startup in New York City and at EdLab, Columbia's education research facility. It was at these two places that I realized that very few people, actually no one, had real teaching experience to support the development of their products. In order to better understand the needs of public education, I became a high school teacher in the Bronx, where I taught for 2 years. What started off as a curious endeavor to learn more about public education turned into a passion for teaching high school students. I'm also a Cherry Hill graduate. I attended Thomas Paine Elementary School, Rosa, and Cherry Hill East. When I first learned I was hired at East, I was so excited to come back and see how much the school had changed. It had almost been a decade since I last stepped foot into the building. To my surprise, nothing much had changed at all, but in the best way possible. The teachers, the classrooms, and the culture of the school that I enjoyed as a student had remained the same. I told my students on the very first day of virtual learning, Cherry Hill East was and is my home, and I want to make sure that through my class and our classroom community, this place would feel like their home too, regardless of whether we are virtual or in person. So let's get back to our virtual classroom so that we can talk about the course and technology expectations as well as other policies. You will find the course expectations here in this pile of papers. You'll just click on that, which will take you to this page where you can find the course expectations down here, and you can use this arrow to pop it out so that you can make the screen a little bit bigger. So these are the expectations for English 3A. You will find that the best way to get in touch with me is through email, which is just jchow@chclc.org. And also the best way to find information about the class, homework calendars, copies of the materials can be found on this website, www.englishchow.com. Now let's move on to the tools that we will be using this year in English class, especially during this virtual hybrid model time. All of the novels and books that we will be reading this year will be digital and can be found on the Actively Learn platform. I already told students that if they wish to read from a physical copy, they are more than welcome to contact me and arrange a pickup from school. However, the assignments that go along with the reading will still have to be completed digitally. Students will also need to be adept at using all of these G Suite tools: Google Slides, Docs, Forms, Meet, Classroom, as well as their own email accounts. Flipgrid will be the main way that we conduct asynchronous discussions. Kahoot will be used for games and formative assessments, Quizlet for vocabulary lessons, and Turnitin.com for submitting formal writing such as essays. The year-long theme for 11th grade English is the American Dream, and as part of their study, students will read, analyze, and annotate the following texts as jumping-off points. The first piece of literature that we will study is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, which the students actually started reading this past week. The year-long theme for 11th grade English is the American Dream, and as part of their study, students will read, analyze and annotate the following American texts. The first piece of literature that we will study is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, which the students started reading this week. In addition to analyzing literature, students will produce a variety of writing pieces throughout the year, including narrative essay, argumentative essay, informative/explanatory essays, as well as a big research project towards the end of the year. Now, here are a few remote learning procedures and expectations. I won't go through the whole list with you, just a couple of key points. Students already know that the first thing they need to do is to sign into class by filling out the attendance form every time we meet. Students are also required to keep their face on camera during remote class. Even with all of the limitations of video chat and, frankly, the awkwardness, it is my goal to encourage students to get comfortable with sharing their thoughts on camera and having discussions with their peers. So far, classes have still been pretty quiet, and I find myself having to do a lot of the talking, but we will get there. The grading breakdown is the following. You may pause the video for a second to read through the policies. And as always, I tell my students that I am also human just like them. I understand that life happens, and if they are struggling to make a deadline or submit their best work, I want them to be proactive and reach out to me in advance instead of being reactive to the situation. And as for extra help or questions, I am always available through email or Google Classroom comments, which is how students prefer to contact me. And I am pretty quick to respond. I will also provide conference opportunities for major writing assessments so that each student can get that individual attention and focused help for their specific needs and struggles. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this Back to School Night 2020 video. I'm super excited for what this year will bring. If you have any questions, just email me. Have a great day.